Good morning, teacher and classmates. Today I'm going to introduce you about communicative language teaching background. First of all, I have the phase 1, traditional approaches, up to the late 1960s. Traditional approaches to language teaching were based to learn through direct instruction and the use of repetitive practice and drilling. Methodologies. Students first hear a model dialogue. The teacher pays attention to pronunciation, intonation, and fluency. The dialogue is memorized. The dialogue is adapted to the student's interests or situations. Certain case structures from the dialogue are selected and used as the basis of pattern drills of different kinds. The students may refer to their textbook and follow up reading, writing, or vocabulary activities based on the language may be introduced. Follow-up activities may take place in the language laboratory, where further dialogue and drill work is carried out. The PPP model. The presentation, the new grammar structure is presented and the teacher explains its practice. Learners practice using the new structure. Production. Practice in different contexts. For example, in a classroom of 35 to 40 children, the teacher speaks a vocabulary list and the children only repeat after him with fear to being wrong. Phase 2. Classic communication language teaching, 1970s to 1970s. Audiolingualism and situational language teaching fell out of fashion of that recent grammar in language teaching and learning was questioned. The question needs to be solved was, what would a syllabus that reflect the notion of communicative competence look like and what implication would it have for language teaching methodology? The result was communicative language teaching. Communicative language teaching was welcomed enthusiastically when it first appeared as a new approach to language teaching in the 1970s and 1980s. Communicative language teaching. Here are the aspects of language used in order to be able to develop the learner's communicative competence. Purposes, setting, role of the learners, the communicative events, the language function, the notion, discourse and rhetorical skills, the variety of target language, the grammatical content, and the lexical content or vocabulary. What is communicative language teaching strategies? The communicative method as involved our understanding of the processes of second language learning has developed. Current communicative language teaching theory and practice thus rose of a number of different educational paradigms and traditions. Objectives. Use language as means of communication. Focus on communication rather than structure. Language learning within the school's curriculum. Focus on meaningful tasks. And finally, collaboration. Characteristics of the communicative method. It emphasizes communication in the foreign language through interaction. Introduce real text into the learning situation. It offers students opportunities to think about the learning process. It gives importance to the personal experiences of students. And finally, try to relate the language learning in the classroom with activities carried out outside of it. That's it. Thank you for your attention.